Have you ever stopped to wonder if those little daily things you do, like settling in for a night of TV, or even just how you eat your meals, are quietly messing with your heart? If you're over 60, I want you to know that every single action, no matter how small, can impact your heart health and overall senior wellness. And here's the thing. There are some habits that seem totally harmless, but they're silently doing damage to that most important engine of yours. As a health expert, I've seen too many healthy-feeling seniors walk into my clinic and leave with a high blood pressure diagnosis, clogged arteries, or worse, on the brink of a heart attack. They often had no idea they were engaging in risky behavior detrimental to their heart health and senior wellness. It's not just about junk food or skipping the gym either. It's about simple, thoughtless actions people take every day, slowly pushing their hearts toward failure. In this article, ILL revealed the 10 silent habits that are currently causing damage to the hearts of older adults. Each one increases your risk of heart failure, stroke, or sudden death. But the good news is, every single one of them can be fixed, leading to improved heart health and senior wellness. You just need to know what to stop doing and what to do instead. Let's dive in. Number 1. Not taking blood pressure medicine or ignoring the condition. This is the most dangerous and common habit I see in older adults. A lot of people stop taking their blood pressure medicine because they say they feel good. But here's the kicker. High blood pressure is a silent killer. You won't experience symptoms until it's already caused damage to your kidneys, heart, and brain. Research, like a 5-year study of over 218,000 patients, consistently shows that higher adherence to blood pressure medication significantly reduces heart disease and stroke mortality compared to poor adherence. Not taking your medication, even for a short period, can lead to severe spikes, which can result in heart attacks or strokes. The American Heart Association highlights that widespread hypertension treatment has been a major contributor to the decline in heart disease and stroke, underscoring the effectiveness of these medications. Use pill organizers or reminder apps. Consistency is key. If you have high blood pressure, your heart muscle will thicken, your arteries will narrow, and you'll eventually develop heart failure. But if you take it seriously, you can completely control it, which is a cornerstone of overall senior wellness. Don't take chances with your life. Just one medication a day can help you avoid years of agony. Number 2, frequently eating fried snacks or fast food. While fast food and fried snacks are convenient, they're also extremely harmful to your heart. They're loaded with trans fats, saturated fats, and salt, all of which are bad news for your arteries. The World Health Organization states that trans fats, whether industrially produced or naturally occurring, clog arteries, increasing the risk of heart attacks and deaths. High intake of trans fats increases the risk of death from any cause by 34%, and coronary heart disease deaths by 28%. When seniors are hungry, they often grab a burger, samosa, fries, or fried chicken. But every bite raises cholesterol levels, creates inflammation, and thickens your blood. A recent study highlighted by the National Institutes of Health found that high consumption of ultra-processed foods, which often include fast food and fried snacks, was linked to a 17% greater cardiovascular disease risk, 23% greater coronary heart disease risk, and 9% greater stroke risk compared to those with the lowest intake. These foods can contribute to inflammation and immune system dysregulation, independent of calorie consumption. Your blood vessels become constricted, tight, and blocked, making it harder for blood to flow through them. This forces your heart to work harder than usual until it eventually can't keep up. If you're over 60, your metabolism slows down and your heart becomes more sensitive, making mindful eating crucial for your senior wellness. Fast food has very little nutritional content, but causes the most damage. Instead, consider baking, boiling, or grilling. Snack on homemade soups, fruits, or nuts. Small adjustments, like air frying meals instead of deep frying them, can make a significant impact. The food you eat enters your bloodstream. If the food you eat is oily, your blood will be oily. Thick blood leads to clogged arteries. You can't achieve a robust heart by eating stuff that's weak. Give your heart the opportunity to flourish by letting go of the temptations that come from fried foods. Number 3. Staying up late to watch television or use your phone. If you use a screen late at night, it might seem harmless, but it actually raises your risk of heart disease. Blue light emitted by electronic devices, like phones and TVs, disrupts melatonin, a hormone that governs sleep. Research indicates that prolonged exposure to blue light can affect the circadian rhythms of the cardiovascular system and the production of melatonin. A lack of quality sleep can result in increased blood pressure during the night, insulin resistance, and strain on the heart. The habit of scrolling before bed or leaving the television on for company is common among seniors, but it can throw off your body's natural rhythm. As a heart health expert, I've seen that inadequate sleep is a significant factor in the development of heart attacks, strokes, and atrial fibrillation. And it's not just the presence of light. It's also the mental stimulation. When your brain should be resting, exposure to news, social media, and movies can cause your stress hormones to rise, your heart rate to elevate, and your brain to remain alert. This over time hinders your heart's healing while you sleep. I always recommend turning off screens at least 1 hour before going to bed. Instead, try light stretching, reading a book, or listening to some calm music. Your heart will thank you, your sleep will improve, and your overall senior wellness will benefit. It's important to remember that nighttime is when your heart recovers. Don't waste that time. More sleep means a healthier, stronger heart. Number 4. Smoking or breathing in smoke. While we all know smoking is a fatal habit by this point, many older people continue to underestimate the dangers that even a single cigarette or exposure to secondhand smoke can provide. In addition to affecting your lungs, smoking causes direct damage to the lining of your arteries, produces inflammation, and speeds up the accumulation of plaque, which ultimately results in clogged arteries and can lead to heart attacks. Studies have shown that smoking even 1 cigarette can cause an abrupt rise in arterial stiffness. An increased carotid arterial wall stiffness has also been reported in non-smokers exposed to secondhand smoke. The blood vessels in your body are already more brittle. If you weigh over 60, they become fragile and thin as a result of smoking. Even though they had never smoked, some of my patients developed heart disease because they were living with someone who did smoke. There is no known safe level of exposure. You can still reverse some of the harm and greatly reduce your risk within a few months if you quit smoking today, significantly boosting your senior wellness, even if you've been a smoker for almost 4 decades. Also, avoid light cigarettes and vaping, because they are equally as hazardous as traditional cigarettes. Research from the National Institutes of Health has indicated that the risk of heart failure with preserved ejection fraction increased by 19% in those who vaped, with even higher risks for dual users of cigarettes and vapes. Both the oxygen and the blood that your heart receives should be clean. You feel a punch to your heart with each and every puff of smoke. Get in touch with your physician. Sign up for a support group or try using nicotine patches if you're having trouble quitting smoking. Simply uttering the words, "I quit," is the most significant action you can take for your heart right now. The next day, your body will start the process of repairing itself. Number 5. Ignoring snoring or sleep apnea. The sound of your heart beating rapidly may be the source of your snoring, which may appear to be harmless or even humorous. Sleep apnea is a disorder that affects millions of elderly people and causes them to periodically cease breathing while they are sleeping. Drops in oxygen levels, disruptions in relaxation, and long-term damage to the heart are all consequences of this condition. Even the majority of people are unaware that they have it, despite the fact that they wake up with headaches, experience memory problems, or feel fatigued during the day, they never attribute these symptoms to sleep. As a heart health expert, I always make sure to inquire about snoring from my patients. Why? Longitudinal studies have demonstrated that obstructive sleep apnea is associated with a 2 to 5-fold increase in cardiovascular disease risk, including high blood pressure, irregular pulse, stroke, and sudden cardiac death, even after adjusting for confounding factors like BMI. Have yourself checked out if your partner claims that you snore loudly, gasp for air, or stop breathing while you're sleeping. It can be verified by a straightforward overnight investigation. Treatments like CPAP machines and mouthpieces can protect your heart as you sleep, contributing positively to your senior wellness. A comprehensive study published in Lancet Respiratory Medicine analyzed data from over 1 million sleep apnea patients and found that CPAP therapy lowered all-cause mortality rates by 37%, and specifically lowered the chance of heart-related death by 55%. In quality sleep, your body is able to restore itself. Your heart will suffer in silence if you do not have it. Avoid ignoring the warning indicators. Snoring is not merely a nuisance. Rather, it serves as a warning. Your heart needs oxygen throughout the entire night. Getting a good night's sleep can allow your heart to finally find rest. Number 6. Keeping your anger or tension bottled up and may appear to be a solid decision to suppress your feelings of stress, anger, or grief. However, doing so is causing your heart to suffer a great deal. Emotional strain causes an increase in the amounts of the hormones cortisol and adrenaline, which in turn causes your heart to beat more quickly, your blood vessels to constrict, and your blood pressure to dramatically increase. This can eventually result in heart attacks, strokes, and even sudden death if it is not treated. Yale medicine cardiologists and psychologists emphasize that chronic stress is often an underrecognized but leading risk factor for heart disease, on par with unhealthy diet and physical inactivity. As a heart health expert, I have seen patients who have great diets yet nevertheless suffer from heart disease. This is all due to the fact that they are under continual emotional pressure. Whether it's problems with your family, concerns about your finances, or feelings of isolation, repressing a sensation is harmful to your body. I don't want to be a burden to anyone, or I have lived with stress my entire life, are common statements said by senior citizens. But after the age of 60, your heart is unable to withstand this quiet storm. Reducing internal stress, a vital step towards better senior wellness, can be accomplished by engaging in activities such as talking to someone, joining a senior group, meditating for 10 minutes, practicing deep breathing, or even writing in a notebook. Scientific studies have shown that controlled breathing, often part of meditation or yoga, can lead to physiological changes including lowered blood pressure and heart rate, and reduced levels of stress hormones in the blood, which are beneficial for heart health. Never undervalue the potential dangers that can be caused by emotional suffering. In addition to being a pump, the heart is also able to sense what your mind is holding. Harmony is a potent form of treatment. Your heart will beat for a longer period of time and with greater strength the more you let go of your feelings in a healthy manner. Number 7. Having a habit of drinking alcohol. You may have heard that drinking a glass of wine is beneficial to your heart. But for elderly individuals, this piece of advice can be really harmful to their senior wellness, as after the age of 60, alcohol has a different effect on your body. As a result, your liver processes it more slowly, your blood pressure rises more quickly, and the likelihood of your heartbeat becoming irregular increases significantly. While some studies suggest potential cardiovascular benefits from moderate alcohol consumption in younger populations, heavier drinking in older adults is clearly linked to increased incidence of heart failure and hypertension, and can exacerbate existing conditions. When I was a heart health expert, I saw patients who had heart failure, stroke, and atrial fibrillation as a result of drinking just 2 drinks a day. Consuming alcohol causes damage to the muscle of your heart, increases the amount of fat around your heart, and causes inflammation. In addition, it poses a problem for drugs that are used to treat high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. There are a lot of elderly people who consume alcohol in order to relax or have a better night's sleep. But alcohol actually causes sleep disruptions and raises blood pressure during the night. Every day, even little amounts build up. Consuming alcohol is much more hazardous if you already have a diagnosed cardiac condition. If you're unable to abstain from drinking altogether, I always advise limiting your consumption to no more than 1 drink per day and never drinking on a daily basis. Your heart rate will increase. The quality of your sleep will improve, and generally, your health will improve. Alcohol may dull the pain of stress, but it also makes your heart more fragile. Don't let a single drink of wine turn into a regret that lasts a lifetime. Number 8. Starting each day with an oily or very processed breakfast. To many elderly people, breakfast is like a heart attack on a plate, despite the fact that it's supposed to provide fuel for the day. Although foods like bacon, sausage, buttered toast, sugary cereal, fried eggs, and creamy coffee may have a pleasant flavor, they are actually more detrimental to your heart than you may realize. In addition to being high in sugar, these meals are also high in saturated fats and trans fats. These not only elevate your blood pressure and cause inflammation in your blood vessels, but they also cause your cholesterol levels to skyrocket. Studies indicate that diets high in added sugar, saturated fat, and trans fats are linked to poor heart health, increased LDL cholesterol, and can contribute to coronary artery disease. I've witnessed a frightening tendency in my work as a heart health expert. The vast majority of heart attacks take place in the morning, which is quickly after individuals consume these kinds of breakfasts. Why? The reason behind this is that your blood is more viscous in the morning, and a meal that is heavy and high in fat makes it more difficult for your heart to pump blood throughout your body. This daily stress is beyond the capacity of your body if you are above the age of 60. Make a choice between a heart-healthy avocado or perhaps a straightforward fruit smoothie instead. Consuming these meals can help reduce cholesterol levels, enhance digestion, and provide sustained energy without causing damage to the arteries. Breakfast can either be beneficial or detrimental to your heart and your senior wellness. As soon as you open your eyes, make the proper decision, and your heart will be protected from harm for the entire day. You shouldn't be concerned if you are unsure of whether foods are beneficial or detrimental to your heart. You are not the only one. The same challenge is faced by a large number of senior citizens, particularly around breakfast. The Senior Health Tracker app is a straightforward application that was developed just for persons who are over the age of 60. It will gently remind you, keep track of your meals, and make recommendations for heart-healthy foods that are matched to your age and health requirements. The purpose of this app is to provide you with guidance that has been approved by a health expert, focusing on your heart health and senior wellness. Whether you're trying to control your high blood pressure or you simply want more energy, you can begin your mornings with self-assurance the moment you download it today. Have you ever looked in the mirror and quietly asked yourself, when did I become this fragile? By the time we reach 80, most of us have already lost nearly half of the muscle mass we once had in our youth. It doesn't just affect how we look. It changes how we live, how we walk, lift, reach, and stay on our feet. More than 50 million older adults worldwide are affected by sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle. Every year, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized after falling due to weak muscles. But what if I told you this decline isn't inevitable? According to groundbreaking research in the Journal of Physiology, a small group of seniors in their 70s and 80s maintain strength and mobility on par with people decades younger. They hike, they swim, they lift groceries and grandchildren alike. They aren't just aging, they're thriving. So, what's their secret? Welcome to Senior Tips, where we share the science and stories that help you live longer and better. If you're ready to defy the norms of aging, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more empowering content. Today, we uncover the 7 habits that help strong 80-year-olds stay strong. Randomly ordered habit number 1. Optimize vitamin D, the unsung hero of strength. When we talk about strong muscles, we often think of protein or exercise. But there's one nutrient, quiet and often overlooked. That might be the single most important one of all. Vitamin D. Over 80% of seniors have insufficient levels. And what's worse, most don't even know it. Vitamin D isn't just for bones. It's a muscle-building activator. It triggers genes inside your muscle cells to build and maintain lean mass, repair after injury, and enhance reaction time and coordination. A study in JAMA Internal Medicine found that older adults with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% more strength, better balance, and fewer falls. In fact, further research at U.S. Gerontology Institutes indicates that vitamin D acts like a steroid hormone, directly regulating gene transcription related to muscle cell growth and differentiation. A deficiency means slowing down the body's natural repair processes. Why might you be low, even if you get sun? As we age, our skin produces half as much vitamin D as it used to. Our kidneys also become less efficient at converting it into its active form. Add in more time spent indoors, and deficiency becomes almost inevitable. Food sources like salmon, egg yolks, and fortified dairy help. But for most older adults, they're not enough. That's why superagers get their levels tested yearly, and most take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of D3 daily under medical supervision. Pair it with K2 for safety and strength. Here is something many don't realize. If you take high doses of vitamin D without vitamin K2, calcium can build up in your arteries instead of your bones. Vitamin K2 tells calcium where to go, protecting your heart and helping muscles absorb what they need. Superagers often choose combined D3 plus K2 supplements and add fermented foods like natto, hard cheeses, or grass-fed butter into their diets. Because vitamin D isn't just a vitamin for aging muscles, it's a lifeline. Randomly ordered habit number 2. Protein timing. Feed your muscles at the right time. You've heard that protein is important, but what if I told you when you eat protein matters just as much as how much? It's true. As we age, our muscles develop anabolic resistance, a reduced ability to use protein for growth. That means eating a big steak at dinner won't cut it, especially if you had just toast for breakfast and a light lunch. Your muscles need steady, timed doses of protein throughout the day. Superagers follow the 3-meal rule. Researchers from the University of Texas found that when older adults consume 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal, they built 1.2 pounds more muscle in 12 weeks without changing anything else. Why is spreading out protein so crucial? A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition explains that our muscles have a limited capacity to synthesize protein from a single meal, often called the muscle-full effect. By providing protein consistently, as recommended by reputable organizations like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, you continuously supply the building blocks your muscles need, preventing the body from entering a catabolic or muscle-wasting state between meals. Here's what that looks like. Breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. Lunch, chicken, tofu, lentils, or tuna. Dinner, fish, beans, cottage cheese, or lean meats. Spacing your protein intake helps your muscles stay nourished throughout the day, not just at night. Because remember, your muscles don't grow when you eat more. They grow when you eat smart. Randomly ordered habit number 3. Keep the mind-muscle connection alive. You might think muscle loss is just a physical issue, but the truth is, it's deeply neurological. Your brain talks to your muscles through tiny electrical junctions called neuromuscular connections. But after age 60, these connections begin to fray, making it harder for your body to respond, even if your muscles are still there. Superagers protect this connection. They do more than just move. They coordinate. They dance. They play ping pong. They do Tai Chi. These aren't just hobbies. They're neural workouts that preserve the brain-to-body link. A 2020 study found that older adults who did coordination-based activities maintained 31% better neuromuscular function than those who didn't. Think of it like this. Activities like Tai Chi or even focused dancing aren't just physical. Research published in the Journal of Neuroscience shows they actively strengthen neural pathways by promoting neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself. This means a clearer, faster signal from brain to muscle, leading to more precise and powerful movements. They also strengthen this link through deep breathing exercises like box breathing, stimulating the vagus nerve and boosting neural clarity. Brain challenges like puzzles or learning a new skill, which also protect neuromuscular pathways. And targeted nutrients like alpha-lipoic acid, B12, and acetyl L-carnitine, which support nerve health and signal transmission. Because when your brain and muscles are in sync, your body doesn't just move. It moves with purpose and power. Randomly ordered habit number 4. Progressive strength training, the most powerful anti-aging tool. Let's set the record straight. Walking is good, but it won't stop muscle loss on its own. To preserve and rebuild strength, you need to challenge your muscles regularly and progressively. This doesn't mean lifting like a bodybuilder. It means using resistance, like dumbbells, bands, or even your own body weight, in a way that gradually becomes more difficult over time. A study from McMaster University found that seniors who trained with moderate to high resistance twice a week built significantly more strength than those who did light exercises for longer periods. This isn't just about bigger muscles. The American College of Sports Medicine highlights that progressive overload also triggers the release of crucial growth factors, like IGF-1, directly within the muscle tissue, signaling cells to repair and rebuild stronger than before. It's like telling your body, the demands are increasing, so you better adapt. Why? Because your muscles grow in response to stress. If the stress never increases, neither will your strength. Here's what strong seniors do differently. They train twice a week, 30 minutes per session. They slowly increase resistance or reps to avoid stagnation. They focus on compound movements like squats, rows, and presses, modified for aging joints. And they emphasize control, especially on the lowering part of each movement, called the eccentric phase. This strategy not only boosts strength, but also improves balance, reduces fall risk, and increases energy. And the best part? It works at any age, even if you're starting at 70 or beyond. Randomly ordered habit number 5. Harness hormetic stress, strength through small struggles. Here's the final habit, and perhaps the most surprising. Superagers regularly expose themselves to tiny doses of controlled discomfort. Not because they're masochists, but because these stressors, known as hormetic stress, trigger powerful muscle-preserving responses. Let's break it down. Cold exposure. Just 30 to 60 seconds of cold water at the end of a shower can activate brown fat, boost metabolism, and release adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscles from breakdown. Research from the Buck Institute confirms short, sharp cold exposure improves muscle function and energy in older adults. Heat exposure. Regular use of saunas or hot baths activates heat shock proteins, which repair damaged muscle cells, improve circulation, and reduce age-related muscle loss. A Finnish study found that seniors who used saunas 4 to 7 times a week had 40% less muscle decline over 10 years. Intermittent fasting, eating within an 8 to 10 hour window, triggers autophagy, a cellular cleanup process. This autophagy, extensively studied at leading research centers worldwide, is essentially how your body recycles old or damaged cellular components, making way for regeneration and more efficient mitochondrial function, the powerhouses of your muscle cells. This helps remove damaged parts inside muscle cells and improves mitochondrial performance. The result? Cleaner, stronger, more efficient muscles with no weight loss required. Isometric exercises. Superagers also use isometric holds, like pressing hands together or holding a wall squat for just 10 to 15 seconds. This sends strong anabolic signals to muscles without stressing joints, perfect for aging bodies. It's not about pain. It's about purpose. The magic of hormetic stress lies in its small dose and short duration. It's not about punishment. It's about giving your body just enough challenge to grow stronger. And every time you face controlled discomfort, whether it's a cold shower, a 12-hour fast, or a short hold, you send a clear signal to your cells. Stay strong. Stay alert. Stay alive. Randomly ordered habit number 6. Calm the fire. Reduce daily inflammation. You can't always see it, but you can definitely feel it. Fatigue, slower recovery, that nagging stiffness in the morning. It's often not age, it's inflammation. As we grow older, many of us develop low-grade chronic inflammation that slowly eats away at muscle, joint, and nerve health. It even has a name, inflammaging. Tufts University found that older adults with high inflammation markers lost muscle 3 times faster, even when their protein and exercise levels were the same. Chronic inflammation doesn't just make you feel stiff. The American Heart Association links it to a cascade of health issues, including muscle degradation. When your gut is imbalanced, a condition affecting millions of Americans due to processed food diets, it can release inflammatory compounds. Nourishing it with diverse plant foods helps restore beneficial bacteria that actively produce anti-inflammatory, short-chain fatty acids. That's why inflammation management is non-negotiable for superagers. It starts with sleep. Superagers sleep deeply and consistently. Just 1 week of poor sleep can increase inflammatory markers by 40%. They go to bed at the same time each night, limit screen time, and keep their bedrooms cool, quiet, and dark. They know no recovery, no strength. They heal the gut. Your gut is home to 70% of your immune system, and when it's imbalanced, inflammation runs wild. Superagers nourish their gut with 30 different plant foods per week. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi, and soluble fiber from oats, legumes, apples, and flaxseed. A study from the University of California found that improving gut diversity can reduce inflammation by up to 29%. In just 12 weeks, they move, but not too much. Overexercising can worsen inflammation. Superagers know how to balance movement with rest. Moderate activity daily, light stretching or Tai Chi, and just 1 or 2 intense sessions per week. They don't grind themselves down. They train smart and recover smarter. They eat anti-inflammatory foods every day. They choose foods that act like fire extinguishers for inflammation. Fatty fish for omega-3s, berries, green tea, and olive oil for polyphenols. Turmeric or curcumin for joint and muscle protection. These foods don't just reduce pain. They help preserve strength and mobility without the side effects of medications. They track it with a simple test. Want to know how inflamed you are? Ask your doctor for a high-sensitivity CRP test. HSCRP below 1.0 milligrams L is optimal. 1.0 to 3.0 milligrams L is moderate, and above 3.0 milligrams L is concerning. Most superagers keep their inflammation below 1.0 because they know you can't build strength on a body that's always on fire. Randomly ordered habit number 7. Feed your muscles what they're starving for. Micronutrients. So, you've started moving more. You're training your muscles, but something still feels off. You're not gaining as much strength as you hoped. Your energy is low. Recovery is slow. The truth? Your muscles might be missing the very ingredients they need to grow. These aren't calories. They're not carbs or fats. They're micronutrients, vitamins and minerals that act like tiny switches, turning on the processes that build and protect your muscles. For instance, magnesium isn't just important for muscle contraction. Studies at the National Institutes of Health show it's involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including energy metabolism and DNA synthesis, foundational elements for muscle repair and growth. Let's look at a few superager favorites. Magnesium, the strength mineral that's disappearing. More than 70% of older adults are deficient in magnesium. That's alarming. Why? Because magnesium is essential for muscle contraction, nerve transmission, and protein synthesis. In one large study, seniors with healthy magnesium levels had 30% better grip strength and significantly better balance. Superagers eat magnesium-rich foods daily: spinach, almonds, black beans, pumpkin seeds. And sometimes they supplement with bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, creatine, not just for bodybuilders. Yes, really. Research from McMaster University found that seniors who took 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day while doing resistance training gained more muscle and brain power than those who exercised alone. Creatine helps muscles store energy. It also draws water into cells, creating a prime environment for growth. It's safe, affordable, and incredibly effective for aging muscles. Vitamin B12, the silent drain on strength. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 drops, and common medications like metformin or acid blockers can make things worse. Without B12, you may feel weak, mentally foggy, dizzy, or off balance. Superagers supplement with methylated B12, the form your body uses best, and eat more B12-rich foods like fish, eggs, and yogurt. Zinc, selenium, and chromium, the hidden helpers. These trace minerals are small but mighty. They support protein metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and cell repair. A long-term study from Tufts University found that seniors with optimal levels of these micronutrients preserved 22% more muscle mass over 5 years than those who were deficient. So ask yourself, are your muscles getting what they need? You may be eating enough, but still missing the tools that allow your body to use those nutrients properly. That's why superagers test, not guess. They work with their doctor to check their levels and supplement based on real needs, because sometimes the difference between weakness and vitality comes down to something as small as a single missing mineral. Bringing it all together. Your 7 habits for strength after 70. Let's recap the 7 daily habits that help strong 80-year-olds stay strong. In this new order. 1. Optimize vitamin D. Activate the genes that build and protect muscle. 2. Protein timing. Feed your body the right way at the right time. 3. Keep the mind-muscle connection alive. Train your brain and body to move together. 4. Progressive resistance training. Build and maintain real strength. 5. Harness hormetic stress. Use gentle challenges to grow tougher and stronger. 6. Inflammation control. Cool the internal fire that breaks down tissue. 7. Micronutrients. Give your muscles the minerals they're craving. Your turn. Take the first step today. You don't have to do all 7 at once. Just pick one habit you can begin today. Maybe it's switching your breakfast to include protein. Maybe it's adding one 30-minute strength workout each week, or asking your doctor to check your vitamin D levels. Whatever you choose, know this: you are not too old, it is not too late, and your best strength may still be ahead of you. If this video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. And in the comments, tell us, which of these habits will you try first? Do you know someone who embodies aging with strength? We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and remember, you're not aging. You're evolving.